Hey ladies and gentlemen, today I am going to go through something that involves these right here. So I've covered this topic a few times, and each time I've done it, it's been different, and I'm trying to do it another way now. And it's a more of a, not quite a practical way, but as practical as I can get. And that is to show a bunch of ways that people make a little bit of a mess of taking photos of opals, and this can apply to other gemstones as well. But I'm going to focus mostly on opals because they are incredibly tricky to get right. And I've seen countless photos now from people sending them to me or just mostly on Facebook. Facebook is a flood of quality because you got people that have worked it out and you got people that haven't worked it out, and I want to help those people. It's not about making fun of people. So what I've done is, instead of just pulling pictures that I found online, I'm actually going to replicate, or I already have replicated, a bunch of the most common mistakes I see taking photos with phones. But more importantly, I've gone through and shown how to tweak the technique just slightly to get those photos better. So hopefully by the end of this, you'll be able to pick up any phone. I mean, here, I've got a fairly new updated phone. I've recently gone to a Google Pixel 7, but I did have a Samsung S7 before that, and that's a really old phone. So yeah, hopefully this will help out. We'll go through a bunch of things. Let's get into it.
Number one, the most common one I see is having a background that takes the focus away from the camera. So if you've got any kind of serious texture, a lot of the time I see bushes, I see grass, and the camera just gets its eye drawn over that way, and you really want it on the opal. Now, I can show here that you can actually get it to work, but most of the time people are missing way off. You either need to tap on the stone and get it to focus track it, or you just need to fix the focal length. These cameras are also really good at picking out faces, so avoid any face, even if it's just a dog. And you can see here, the easiest fix, just a white paper background. It's super simple, just super simple. There's no need to have anything else in the background. Focus on the stone, get the camera to focus on the stone, you're all good. White background, super good. Number two, the focal length. So cameras do have a minimum working distance like a microscope. You have to make sure you're far enough away. So the easiest thing to do, drag your camera back. Just drag it back. It only takes a few centimeters. Just don't have the stone really close. If you have to, just use the zoom function on your camera. It'll be way better, as you can see in these videos. There is a little bit of a problem though. If you've got a modern phone and it's got a macro setting, the macro setting can really mess with your picture. As you can see here, the main camera has a much better camera than what the macro settings do. Now the final thing is too much light. Sometimes people are trying really hard to get the colors to pop and they put too much light into it. You get this translucent opal and the colors get really washed out and really crystally, real jelly opal looking. We want to avoid that.
And there you have it. I hope those examples will teach you a little bit on how to get better with the old phone camera, because it's really not so complicated once you get it once. You just need to see it for yourself. So just follow through with some of the things that I've shown here. If you see that your pictures and videos are coming out like some of the examples that I've shown where they're not so good, just look at the explanations that I've had and the examples that I've shown of how to fix that, and just copy that. You should be fine. Modern phones now, they can be a little bit overcomplicated, and that can make a mess, as we showed with some of the macro lenses or the automatic macro built-in switching between the different cameras. But no matter what, as long as you know what you're doing, you should be able to get a decent enough picture. You just really don't want one of those completely out of focus ones. So just try to capture it as best as you can, and you'll know when you've got it right. Just check your photos before uploading them, and yeah, you'll be able to know before 400 people bombard you telling you how dodgy your photos are. You'll be able to know yourself that they're not that bad, and that they're up to scratch, and it's good enough for someone to get a basic gist of the stone. Super important if you're selling it. We haven't even talked about that, but if you're selling, you really need to get decent photos and videos. You can't just rely on photos. Especially if you're asking decent prices, you're gonna need to get something like a proper good quality video. It's actually a lot more important than the photos. You can scrap the photos entirely and just sell based on a video. So get that part right. That's another episode of me trying to help out in that department. I can't think of too many other ways to do it. I'm hoping that this is the clearest and best way. The other ones were a bit too complicated, and I don't want to do one where I'm diving into the physics of light. We'll just hope that those worked examples are enough to get you going. And yeah, if you know someone that's struggling, just try to help them out. You can point them towards this video or some of the other videos depending on what they're struggling with, or just if you know someone physically in person. I've helped some people locally where I've just picked up their phone, and even though it's an unfamiliar phone to me because I've never had an iPhone and a lot of people do, I can still find all the basic settings and get them started and just give them general guidelines, and they can get good photos and videos after that. It just takes that one thing to just click, and then all of a sudden, like, this is no longer a mystery. It's really basic after that. So help each other out, help out anyone you know in person. It's better than any video. But if you need to just refer them to a video, refer them to this one if you think this will help them. Otherwise, yeah, there's the more complicated ones that I've already done. Hopefully this one is the more hands-on kind of worked example one that will just click. People just need the right delivery, and then it'll click in their mind and they'll be good. But anyway, that's another attempt at it. So catch you guys later. If there's another way I think of trying to explain this situation, then I will do so. Until next time, catch you around.